I think it went fairly well. I mean, look at that, y'all. I think it looks beautiful. Okay, so I have a few supplies set out in front of me. First, I have this Clairol Violet Bleach. And then I have a 30 volume developer. I also have a brush to mix my bleach and developer together, and a little mixing bowl. This is the wig that I'm going to be bleaching the knots on. And that is what I am trying to improve on right here. If you look at the part, you can see the knots very clearly. I have these clips here. That's my attempt to kind of pin the hair out of the way so that it doesn't get bleach on it. I know this hair is already blonde anyway, so it maybe doesn't matter, but the front of the hair is a dark brown. So I just pin my hair back to try to keep it neat. And the first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna take your bleach and you're gonna pour it into your mixing bowl. That's what it looks like. It is actually purple. Alright, then you're gonna take your developer. This is a 30 volume developer. I have used 40 before, but it is recommended that if you're not a professional to not go higher than 30. So I just felt like using 30 this time. And you're gonna just start pouring some developer in. And then you're going to just start mixing. And you want to mix it until it is kind of the consistency of like a paste. So you want it to be thick enough to sit on top of your lace. Not too thin, because if it's too thin, it's gonna go right through the lace and bleach the roots of your frontal, which you do not want to happen. So this is still a little bit powdery, so I'm gonna add a little more developer. So you just basically keep adding developer little by little until you get your mixture to the consistency that you want. Okay, this is probably good. All right, so whether you might have a frontal, if you have a wig, this area right here where you can see through to the hair is the frontal part of your wig, and that's what you're going to be covering with your bleach. So you're just gonna get a little dollop up on your brush. And begin to spread. And you don't want to press too hard, because if you do, it's going to go right through. You want this to be sitting on top of your lace. You want to go all the way to the front to where the hair starts. I think I got this the perfect consistency. Yeah, so basically anywhere where your lace might possibly show, you want to bleach. If you get some straight bleach like I did right there, make sure that you do not let your hair get mixed up in it. Again, I don't know if that's gonna make a difference because the ends of my hair is blonde anyways, but I don't want to take any chances. Okay, so my wig frontal area is now pretty much covered. I usually cover this with foil when I walk away. However, I don't have a frontal, I have an actual wig, so I'm just gonna leave it sitting out, and I'm gonna leave it sitting for 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and check on it. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes, and I'm gonna try to see what the knots look like. Jeez. I can still kind of see the knots, so I'm gonna leave it on for like 10 more minutes. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it on for like 10 more minutes. Okay, it's now been over 40 minutes. So, I'm pretty sure it's time to take the bleach off. Try to show you guys what it looks like without. It's hard to see, but y'all will see after I rinse it. So I'm getting ready to just wash it out, and I'm just gonna head over to the sink. Okay, so what I have now is this Clear All Shimmer Light shampoo. This is going to work to get some of the reddish brassiness out of the wig that would be caused by the bleach. And then I'm going to condition with this Giovanni Deeper Moisture Smooth as Silk Conditioner. I got this from Marshall's for $13. I don't remember how much this was. It was probably around $7 or so. But I'm going to go ahead and start washing the bleach out. Now I'm gonna go through and shampoo it. Let's see what this looks like on this side. It's a nice purple. Lather this up and get all that bleach off of the wig. That looks better than I did before. They're not invisible, but it's an Amazon wig, so what are you gonna do? Right now I'm going to do some conditioner. I'm gonna leave the conditioner on there for like 5 minutes, and then I'm going to wash it off. Now what I forgot to do was leave the purple shampoo on for 5 minutes. It would be good to leave that sitting for a little bit, but I did shampoo it twice, so hopefully that makes up for that. You love it.
Your turn. Oh, rabbit, that's so cool.
So I'm about to blow dry the hair. I feel like I've plucked enough that I'm comfortable with. I feel like it looks a little bit more natural. I try not to go too overboard because with the glue and tape that I'm gonna be using, if I plan on, I actually could pluck this side a little bit more, but like if I plan on wearing the frontal multiple times, it's going to like naturally shed a little bit from me sticking the lace down to my head. But it's kind of dry in the front. Now I'm gonna put some bio silk on it to blow dry it. However, I really like to put argan oil, but I don't have none, so this is what I'll be using. Here is how it looks after I've plucked as much as I want to. Okay, so I braided my hair down and I'm getting ready to just cut the lace off so I can get ready to apply my glue and my tape. So I'm just going ahead and cutting the combs out. I already cut all the others. This is the last one because I am putting a wig cap on, so I really don't have a need for combs like in random places on the inside of the wig, because it won't be combing into anything because it's going to be a smooth surface. And then also I'm just going to trim all the lace off. I'm gonna just trim all the lace off as close to the hairline as possible. I'll probably end up cutting a little bit of the side off, but I'm about to try it back on my head and see how it fits. So that's how much lace I have left. It might be too much, but I'll just see. I'm about to try it on and look at it and see how it looks. Okay, so here is the wig, and as you can see, the lace is like right here. I'm gonna pick it up so y'all can see it. That's the lace. Now pay attention to where my hairline is. I have a ginormous forehead, and I'm not gonna be putting any glue or tape on my hairline because that's gonna snatch my edges out. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be putting the glue and tape right across the very edge of my forehead, and that's where the wig is going to adhere to. This is actually like a perfect width, or it fits perfectly around my sideburn area, like right above my ears, so I'm not gonna have to cut it anymore. Now you can see there's a lot of lace that appears kind of like naked, I guess. So I'm gonna see after I apply the wig if I need to cut more off. But I'm gonna apply it first and then figure out if I need to cut any of this naked lace off. There is hair there, but it's like very sparse, so that's why you can like really see the lace right there. But all right, we're gonna move on to the next thing. I'm gonna be showing y'all how to melt the lace with glue and tape, so stay tuned. All right, so the first thing that you're gonna do is get some 91% alcohol, and you're going to clean off your perimeter of your forehead. Get rid of any dirt, oil, whatever, because your skin needs to be super, super, super clean before trying to attach any lace. The more clean, the longer it's gonna last. All right, so we're gonna start off with applying our wig cap to our skin. So start off with a wig cap. This is actually my second time doing this because I had a lighter colored one and it just was too drastic of a difference between my skin. This one is a little bit more chocolatey and I think it's gonna work better. You're gonna slide it all the way down over your ears. If you have a larger head like mine, it might be a little bit difficult. And what I like to do is cut a little hole in the mesh so that I can slip my ears through, and that way I can get a really flush fit right here in the sideburn area. You don't have to worry about that like not sticking properly. So you just cut a little hole and pop your ears through. All right, and then you're going to take some Got To Be freeze spray and spray it all around the perimeter of your hairline. This is going to make the cap stick to your skin. It's gonna make it stick to your hair too, but you don't have to worry about it because it's not long lasting. This spray actually wears off after like 2 to 3 days. When I first started doing frontals, I was using this spray as my glue, and my frontal would lift after like a couple days. When you feel that it's dry and no longer sticky to the touch, then you're good. The next thing you're gonna do is take your scissors and just start cutting away. Now, if you look closely, you can see there's like a more see-through part, and that just means that's where the freeze spray stuck. Now, these was the only scissors that I had to work with, but I really like to get a like really fine point scissor, or a pair of fine point scissors. Come on now, I can't see y'all. I wear glasses, so I'm just kind of winging it with blurred vision right now because I can't get close enough to the mirror and y'all still see me in the camera, so this is the best I can do. Actually, I don't want to mess this up, so I am gonna go ahead and get in the mirror so I can cut the rest of this off. Let me see if I can actually position the camera so y'all can see. I'm just showing y'all real quick what it looks like so far, but basically I'm getting really close to the mirror and just cutting really close to the edge of where my Got To Be glued the stocking cap to my head. And if you feel like there's too much stocking cap, you can peel it back a little bit, but just cut as close as possible. BRB. Alright, so we're going to take our Bold Hold Active and apply it a thin layer with your finger. And as you apply your layer, you're going to kind of spread it evenly across the edge of the cap. So it's touching the cap and also touching your skin as well. And you don't want to put too much. You want to put a thin layer. The more you put, the longer it's going to take to dry. Remember, not too much. Now this glue has to dry completely clear before you move on to the next step of anything. If you lay your wig down while the glue is still white, it's going to stay white. You have to wait till it is completely dry before you move on to the next step. That means no white spots anywhere. I feel like that's a little bit too low. Leave the glue right there. And the glue is gonna just kind of look, once it dries and stuff, it's just gonna kind of look like a little shiny, and so you'll know like where it is. But this is getting real sticky, so I feel like I have enough. Now when it's sticky or tacky, that means it's about dry. And if it's no longer white, then you're good to move on to the next step. Right, the next step, you're gonna get your tape. And you're gonna get your scissors. You will need probably 8. Yeah, probably 4 of these would be fine to cover your whole forehead. And remember, there is a line running down the center of the tabs, and you're just going to cut in half. Do not use a full tab because it's going to be way too wide. Way too wide. And I'm just cut up 3 of these. Now, when you get to the 4th, or not 4th, when you get to the edge of your hairline, like around your ears and stuff, you probably don't even want a half. You probably want a 1/3. So keep that in mind as you get closer to your ears. Now, what you're gonna do first, don't forget to make sure that your glue is all the way dry. And the way you're gonna know that is that it's just going to look like you have some see-through tape on your head. It's just gonna be like a clear residue, and there should not be any whiteness showing. Okay, so you're going to peel your tab away from the silver. And you're just gonna stick it. I want to stick mine this way. You're just gonna stick it on your forehead just like that. And as you can see, I have the tab covering both my stocking cap and my forehead, like it's half and half, kind of straddling the line. And then you're just gonna continue with covering your forehead with these tabs. Now, if you're I don't play with this. If your finger accidentally touches one of the tabs and it pulls up and gets wrinkly, I don't even like try to make it work, because it's going to probably look wrinkly on your underneath your wig as well. This is one of those things you got to be real careful with, or else you're going to be looking crazy. So try not to touch the sticky part. Just to mix. Okay. I think we're gonna need 2 more half tabs, and then we'll do the third for the sideburn area. Come on now. I have had these for a while because I haven't been wearing wigs very often. So if I see one where the sticky part won't come up, I just assume like it's probably old. But for the most part, this is like a really good product that I stand by. That's so close to my eyebrow. Like, why are my edges so close to my eyebrow and my forehead is like all the way up here? I don't understand. Make it make sense. But yeah, like frontals are really good for people with large foreheads like me, because you can get rid of some forehead and people don't really notice, because you go from being, you basically go from being a 5 head to a 4 head. But if you already got a little forehead, like it can be somewhat difficult trying to not cover up too much of your hairline. All right, so I'm down to my corner edges, and gonna lay this piece. I'm hoping, I should have put the wig up to my, because I don't know if it's gonna go all the way down here. I'm gonna just do half of this tab actually. Should I? I'm gonna do like a little bit over half. Boom. Okay. Because I think that my stocking cap was a little bit too far down. I still end up pretty much covering it, but whatever. And then I'm gonna do the same for the other one. Well, this one I'm gonna just literally use half a tab, because clearly that's all I have room for. If you put glue like too far down the side of your ear area, it's just like a sticky mess to clean up, because you didn't end up attaching any wig to it. So before you start all this, make sure you kind of know like where your wig ends. All right, so now I have all of my tabs down, and we're gonna be removing these with tweezers. But first, I'm just gonna go over and kind of press down all my tabs with my tweezers so that they're secure to the glue. We want them to be friends. Glue meet tape, tape meet glue. And it's easier to do this with tweezers than your hands, so that you're not touching any like little pieces of glue that's peeking out from under the tape. Boom, boom. All right, so remember that our tabs had this little horizontal line. You're going to take your tweezers and begin to pull away at the tabs from that horizontal line. And just be careful and kind of go slow, because you don't want to accidentally pull up your tape. Then it'd be all wrinkly and ugly. And freaking have some good tweezers, because I don't know about these. And pulling from the middle is the easiest, because if you pull from the other end, you can literally just pull like all your tape off, and that'll be a waste of your efforts. My camera battery died, so I have to record the rest of this with my iPhone, and I am praying that I have enough storage to make this work. All right, so next step, after you have peeled all the tabs off, you're going to apply 2 more layers of Bold Hold Active. Now, when I first started doing frontals, I would apply, because their instructions said you could apply 2 to 7 layers. I would literally apply like 5 or 6 layers, sometimes even 7, thinking that that was going to make my frontal last longer, but it doesn't. And when I started doing only 2 layers on top of my tape, my frontal started lasting so much longer without lifting. And I think it's because when you put like a whole bunch of like extra layers of glue, you're just creating like, I don't know, some type of barrier, like more of a barrier between your skin and the frontal. And it just makes it easier to lift and slip and slide and all that. So, thin layer, layer of tape, 2 more thin layers. All right, so that's that for that layer. And now we're going to wait until it dries. Remember, it has to dry clear. If it's still white and you move on to something else, it's gonna stay white, and we don't want that. So be back in a second. Okay, so I'm putting my last layer of glue on now. That's a total of 3 layers if you count the layer that we put underneath the tape. And when this dries clear, we're gonna put our wig on. Okay, so you gotta be really careful with the next part. We're actually laying the lace down slowly and centered. So you pull them ear flaps and make sure they're coming down over your ears evenly. I think I have too much of a peak on my lace. See, I touched that and now it's turned white. I have to make sure I put some little makeup or whatever on there. You cannot touch your glue and stuff too much or it's gonna turn white, even if it's already dry. Not dry, but like, even if it's already clear and tacky. Okay. You have to be so careful doing this, because I got lucky being able to pick my lace up and reapply. But usually, once you lay that lace down, there's no picking it up and moving it, because then your glue is going to be white. So, gotta be extremely careful. And you just want to make sure you're pulling your lace down flat and even over your glue. That feels good. Now we're gonna go to the other side. I feel like that was not the best perfect application, but I cannot move it no more. So what you want to do, once you have your lace laying down, take the end of a rat tail comb and just go over it and try to flatten out any imperfections. You might have a little bubble or a little fold. And yeah, I had a fold at first, but I was fortunately able to fix it. Whoa, this looks crazy. Let me comb this back, because these little clips didn't help. It's a little bit more difficult to get it right when you have short hair, because it just be flying freaking everywhere. All right. And then remember, I just literally slid this on, so I haven't even pulled my wig back yet. So make sure you do that too. Where is the wig? Okay, here we go. And I like to usually, well, there is a comb back here. Let me just use the comb. I usually like to sew my wig down, but this comb might do the job because it's late and I'm tired. I might sew it down later. Here we go. Ouch. All right. Like I said, take that comb tail. Jeez, it's got so many freaking flyaways. Should have had some mousse, but I don't have the mousse that I usually like to use. It's the other thing I forgot to get. Okay, so what I like to do, I'm not really much of like a baby hair person. I'm not much of a baby hair person because for one, I haven't mastered it yet. Two, sometimes it don't look natural, so I'm not really too pressed about it. But what I do is comb this back. Okay, so, all right, this is the time to check for, onto another subject, right? Okay, this is the time to check and make sure that your wig is not too long down by your ear, because you can snip it off if it is. So I want to cut this little piece off right here, just diagonally, because this piece did not get, it didn't get glued down because it was just too long. So again, can't freaking see. Okay, so I cut that little piece off. Where's the lace though? The lace still ain't come off. Jeez. Yeah. And see, I still have that little piece of stocking cap right there too. So I'm gonna get rid of that. I really can't freaking see, to be honest. Where's my glasses? The struggle. The struggle. I think that looks okay. If I look crazy, y'all tell me in the freaking comments, because I can't see. Wow, this little piece of lace just won't leave. Why do I cut you off? Jeez. Okay, there we go. Got that little piece of lace. That's how much I took off. It looked pretty good, but I can feel that there's some little bubbles. I can feel it. Okay, this little piece of lace over here, whatever didn't get laid down is coming off. Coming off. Bye-bye. Okay, look at this side. So what I like about the bold hold glue and stuff, the glue kind of, it doesn't seep through because it's like dry once you're putting it on, but the glue kind of goes through the lace so that when you lay your lace down, look at this right here. When you lay your lace down, the hair that's like covering the lace tends to just stick where it is. And so that's what I kind of use instead of like trying to do dramatic baby hairs, because I'm just not like that good at it yet. I just like more of the like natural look. So like I think this over here is like really cute. I can barely see my lace. This right here, I gotta cut off. Okay, now I do a little finishing touch with this. Got to be styling gel, but I don't put a lot of it because this is not like, it's not like an edge control, like it's a gel, like whatever hairs it touches, is gonna make it stick together. So if you're if you got like, if you didn't really thin out your edges on the frontal, and you just try to put a gob and start like brushing and stuff, you're just gonna have some like really thick looking basic beauty supply lace frontal looking like you bought it back in 2010 when they first started popping and they didn't look good type of thing. So I just kind of try to take a little bit on my finger and dab. So whatever's laying down will kind of just like stay there. What is this little blonde hair trying to do? Bye. So not so much baby hair, but just a little like natural something. And I mean, I really do need to like learn how to perfect the actual baby hair, but when you get through with this whole like long ass process, you really just don't even feel like it. You don't even feel like fooling with something that like could potentially just F your hair up, because it's the most annoying thing. So yeah, I just dab, and whatever few little strands come down, and that's how that works out. And anytime I've tried like pulling baby hairs down and cutting them, it just looked like way too blunt. Like I even bought the little razor from the beauty supply and everything, and it's just never worked for me. So there'll be something that I'll have to try when I like legit have a lot of free time, but I do not right now. And I really didn't even have this time to devote to doing my nails and my hair, but I deserved it. I really did. What else? You also probably want to put, I like to put like a little bit of foundation. Let's see. All right, yeah, a little bit of foundation. I've also found that putting like a little bit of oil helps the lace kind of like disappear. Like whatever you have, but like coconut oil or argan oil. I just don't have any right now. Yes. Okay, this is not perfect, but look, you guys. I mean, it's decent. This, I feel like this side looks like real good. I feel like I know there's a white spot over here somewhere, so I'm gonna just see it just because, even if nobody else sees it. But now I'm not even done, because now I gotta style it, because look how wavy and crazy it looks. So I forgot to mention this, but after you do the little dabbing on of the gel, you can go back over and freeze spray it as well, and then tie your hair down for just, you know, a few minutes. And not a whole bunch of freeze spray, but just like enough to hold what you did. Just enough, because this stuff will get your hair like real hard, and then it'll be looking crazy. All right, so tie this down for like, I don't know, like 10 minutes. I'm back, and I'm about to flat iron my hair. So I think I want my part to be more toward this side. So I'm gonna wear it like this, like tucked back behind my ear. And then you always got like a little piece or a few strands of hair that like just need to fall in front of your ear. So I just pull a little bit forward, snip, 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 snip. Actually, I think that's fine. And I do not have what I usually like to use, which I really like to use argan oil or coconut oil when I straighten my hair. But I have the next best thing, which is Bio Silk. I use this for my own natural hair for silk presses. So I'll be using this to flat iron this beauty. So that's it for my ombre blonde wig install. I think it went fairly well. I mean, look at that, y'all. I think it looks beautiful. It doesn't look like, it's not like too much going on. Probably dab a little bit more foundation on it, or, you know, just as I remember, if I'm like going out, it's not really nowhere to go right now. But this is my anniversary weekend, and my husband is gonna come home to a blonde, so I'm excited. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget, this is a sewing channel, but I thought it would be fun to throw in a couple of different things while we're on quarantine and everybody's trying to learn new skills. So let me know what y'all thought.